have seen. Nobody knows but Jesus. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Glory, hallelujah. Good morning, Take Five family. Philip Schultz here. Happy to welcome you to our home for this Tuesday morning edition of Take Five with GPS. Today, I'm excited to begin a journey with you exploring spirituals and the spirituals as they were arranged by H.T. Burleigh, Harry Thacker Burleigh. And we'll talk more about him and his amazing legacy in a bit and why I chose his spirituals in particular, or his arrangements of spirituals in particular, for this journey together. I want to invite you, first of all, to take stock of how you are sitting and how you are feeling today. I shared with you the challenge to create an acronym for love and receive several responses, and we're going to use one today to help warm our voices up in just a moment. But first, would you take a moment and hands going in both directions from your body, pushing up and down, and exhale out an S. Now inhale, receive it in. Other direction, exhaling, lengthening. Inhale and receive. And let's do that again in the opposite direction. And last time, stretch it out like a seesaw. Give yourself a nice hug. Inhale. Hug yourself. Love yourself. Exhale it out. And just an ear to the shoulder. And an ear to the other shoulder. Fantastic. I hope your breath is feeling good today. I hope you are feeling energized today and in a place where you are ready to sing together. So let's just start by doing this. I'm going to play these 5-tone patterns and you just do it on the SH. And one more of those. Now we're going to start with that SH and go to a shoe. Shoe. Join me. Shoe. So today's acronym for love comes to us from Kathy. And Kathy said, LOVE, listen, our voices entwine. Our voices intermix. So let's keep that phrase there. And I want you all to sing, listen, our voices entwine. Sing that. Listen, our voices entwine. Listen, our voices entwine. Listen, our voices entwine. Listen, our voices entwine. One more. Listen, our voices entwine. I love that, Kathy. Thanks for sending that with us and reminding us that love is a way that we can be connected together, right? And when our voices are out there and sharing messages of unity, sharing messages of compassion, sharing messages of togetherness in the midst of challenge, in the midst of disagreement, in the midst of difficulty, that entwining is a way of showing our interconnectedness, our love. It's a beautiful expression. Thank you, Kathy. So, Harry Thacker Burleigh was born in 1866. He was the son of enslaved Africans. I'll talk about that in a moment here. He was early in life given the opportunity to study music at a high level, played the cello as well as was a singer. And playing the cello, he had the opportunity to move to New York and study in New York. He was born in Pennsylvania, near Erie, Pennsylvania. When he moved to New York City, he had the opportunity to play in an orchestra, and one of the conductors was Antonin Dvorak. That's right, Dvorak of the New World Symphony fame. And so the two had a very nice relationship for many years, professional relationship where they learned from each other. And Burleigh was writing and arranging music for many years, but he thought of it as just an exercise, a mental exercise, as he said, and he would not publish any of his arrangements until his friends urged him to do so late in life, 1917 or so. And so he had three categories of songs as described by him. He had secular songs, he had religious songs, and spirituals that he arranged. Now let's talk about the spiritual, because the spiritual tradition are, some people call them folk songs in a sense there. They have no author, they have no composer. They were originated probably on various plantations because they were created by the enslaved Africans who were brought to this country. Now, I say enslaved Africans very specifically because though they were brought here, and though they were prescribed to do certain things, they were not slaves. They didn't see themselves as slaves because they knew their souls were free, but they were enslaved. And I think it's important to use that terminology when we refer to my ancestors who were in that condition. And so these stories were often coming from biblical traditions because itinerant preachers were going to the plantations trying to, preach to them and tell them about the religion that they wanted the enslaved Africans to adopt. And the enslaved Africans begin to use this, and we'll talk more later with different stories, as a form of resistance, which is really powerful. So many of these spirituals have dual meanings. The other important thing that I want to share today is that you'll notice there's dialect from time to time in spirituals. And this dialect is out of the sense that the languages, the various languages that my ancestors spoke in their native countries on the continent of Africa did not use the TH in the same way that we use the TH in particular. So you'll notice we'll use a D when we get the title of this song, Nobody Knows the Trouble I've Seen, rather than the trouble. So that dialect, we don't want to make it into a caricature, but it was something that they just didn't produce those sounds. And so this is how it became notated to stay true to it. So today, what we're going to do with this series is I'm not going to teach you a whole song every day. It'd be too much. I'm going to teach you the refrain to this song today to sing together. And then tomorrow we'll add the verses on and invite you to join me for the verses. The refrain is very simple. We'll talk more about the melody later too, or the meaning behind it later. But here's what it sounds like. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Nobody knows but Jesus. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Glory, hallelujah. Would you join me for that refrain? Here we go. Nice breath and sing. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Nobody knows but Jesus. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Glory, hallelujah. I'll sing the verse. Sometimes I'm up, sometimes I'm down. Oh, yes, Lord. Sometimes I'm almost to the ground. Oh, yes, Lord. Join me now. now. Oh, nobody knows the trouble of sin. Nobody knows but Jesus. Nobody knows the trouble of sin. Glory, hallelujah. Tomorrow I'll give you the second verse, and as I said, we'll learn to sing that verse as well as the refrain. I think it's important that all of us sing these songs. Spirituals were some of the first songs written, some of the first music written on this continent. And it's an important part of all of our heritages and traditions. So tomorrow we talk more about the meaning of Nobody Knows, learn the learn the verse to go with the refrain, and we start the journey with a different song as well. So I hope you'll invite your friends to come along and to sing with, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other until we meet again. Bye now. Oh, nobody knows the trouble of sin.